Shalom mishpocha. It's early in the morning. And I was in the kitchen taking care of the dishes. And these thoughts just kept pressing in my heart, and I have to record them and tell you. There are truths that you are not prepared to hear because the soil of your heart is not being tilled, tended, and prepared through prayer. And I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to believers. I'm talking to unbelievers. Yes, even you, Mr. Atheist. Because what is coming is going to affect all of us. It really doesn't matter if you believe in God, if you call him all those terrible names like your sky daddy and all that other kind of stuff. It really doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because God has already spoken in his word what is coming. But you can't hear it because you're angry at him, or you're saying he doesn't exist because the bad things that are going on in the world are happening. You're saying it's going to be okay because you don't pray, or you're living your life, or I'm not very religious. I'm not telling you to join a religion. I'm telling you that our ordered world, the order of creation, screams that there is a God, that this did not just happen. And you, my wonderful fellow human, are accountable for facing your God. Whether you deny him, ignore him, join some false cult in an attempt to say these many manifestations are God, they're not. He has given the Hebrew prophets an accurate description of who he is, and nobody's going to escape it. Okay? Here's why. You know what's going on in Gaza. We're all watching it. There are people who are saying that Israel is doing bad, and people saying Hamas is doing bad, and everybody's got their opinion. We got young kids running up and down, climbing Christmas trees in cities, as though that's going to stop what's coming. It's not. Okay, I need you to listen to this. This is Zephaniah chapter 2. Okay? And it says, "Gather together, gather yourselves, nation devoid of shame, before the decree takes effect, and the day comes when one passes like chaff, before Adonai's fierce anger comes on you." Before the day of Adonai's anger comes on you, seek Adonai, okay? We need to be seeking Adonai, the one true God of Israel. Before the day of Adonai's anger comes on you, seek Adonai, all you humble in the land, you who exercise his justice, seek righteousness, seek humility. You might be hidden on the day of Adonai's anger. For Gaza, or Gaza, in English, Gaza, will be abandoned. Ashkelon will be desolate. They will evacuate Ashdod at noon. And Ekron will be uprooted. Woe to the inhabitants of the seacoast, the nation of the Crete. The word of Adonai is against you. Okay, my Palestinian friends. Canaan, land of the Philistine, which is the region you're in, the region you were dwelling in since 2005, that Israel gave you total control of it, okay? That's fact. Israel withdrew, they dug up their dead, they removed their houses, they removed their people. 2005. That's how long you've had. The seacoast will be reduced to pastures, meadows for shepherds, pens for sheep, and the coast will belong to the remnant of the house of Yehuda. The remnant of the house of Yehuda. The remnant people. Do you know, this is the description of 2003. Here we are. Are all the Jews back in the homeland? No. Who's there? A remnant. Who's going to own the seacoast? Not the Palestinians, not the Arabs, the remnant of Yehuda. This is why you're seeing what you're seeing, okay? This was written 2,600 years ago, over 2,600 years ago, by the prophet Zephaniah. How did he know in detail that this was coming? He knew because he was talking to the true and living God. The true and the living God was telling him these things. I have heard the insults of Moab, the region of Jordan. And what did the princess say recently? She insulted Israel. And the taunts of the people of Ammon, how they reviled my people and boasted of expanding their territory. Keep saying from the river to the sea. Guess what? It's not going to happen. You need to pray, and you need to pray to the one God of Israel, the God of heaven and earth, the God who made the eye of a mosquito, the God who designed our complex ecosystems, the God who designed your complex body. You need to stop joining in the rhetoric, and you need to wake up, because what's coming is judgment on everyone. Yes, you who say, I'm not religious, I don't serve God, and you who say, I worship God, but ignore his Sabbath, come on. He gave the Sabbath in Genesis, people. Yes, Genesis, the Genesis that the religion of science says is inaccurate. It goes on. Moab will become like Sodom, and the people of Ammon like Amorah, a land covered with nettles and salt pits, desolate forever. The remnant of my people will plunder them. Keep messing with Israel, and you're going to find out. The survivors in my nation will inherit them. This is what they will earn for their pride. All of you Arab nations that are boasting, all of you Palestinians, and all of you people who are supporting the Palestinians, saying from the river to the sea, and taking up arms, you are wasting your life. You're wasting it. God has heard the taunts from generation to generation. He hears every taunt. And I'm not saying Israel is perfect, but you need to leave them alone, leave them in their land. And if your nation doesn't, if your country doesn't, then you personally leave Israel alone. God will deal with his people. You say, oh, but they host gay pride parades. Yeah, God's going to deal with that. God will deal with his own. It's not your responsibility. You're about to earn yourself death. This is what they will earn for their pride, for having reviled and boasted against the people of Adonai Sevaot. Adonai will be fearsome against them, for he will make all the earth's gods waste away. All the earth's gods. Did you see the prime minister? Not the prime minister. The member of parliament in Turkey. Did you see him drop dead? Did you see him form his mouth? Okay. God sometimes deals out punishment to wake you up. Does he want to strike everybody dead? No. The scriptures say God does not delight in the destruction of the wicked. But guess what? If they don't turn from their wicked way, you get judged. So now see the fierce anger of Yehovah Elohim. See the fierce anger of God. And wake up. You don't want that. You don't want what is coming for Gaza. I'm telling you, they're not going to get it handed back unless Israel completely disobeys and says, okay, it's okay that you filmed yourselves raping, pillaging, torturing, and murdering our people, and we found body parts scattered all around the kibbutzes. That's okay. We'll give you Gaza back. Then they're going to earn some wrath, because there is no way Yehovah Elohim is going to allow them to get away with what they did. There's no way. Why? Because when God gives a promise, he doesn't break it. And he promised the land to the children of Israel. He's going to fulfill his promise. The Messiah, who some believe is coming the first time, the Messiah, who Messianic believe already came once, is going to come back and reign from Yerushalayim according to the Torah, not according to your religion, according to the Torah that was given to Moshe. The kingdom is coming. The kingdoms of men will bow down to the one king seated in Jerusalem, the Messianic prince that YHVH Elohim picked. And you can say all you want. You can say it's not happening. But guess what? I'm watching Zephaniah chapter 2 come to pass in Gaza. And if Jordan keeps running their mouth, and if Iran keeps fomenting war, you know what? There's another passage we'll cover another time. It's all already written. The outcomes are already written. I'm pleading with you to pray. I'm pleading with you to hear. I'm pleading with you to break through your darkened heart, your hardened heart. Break through your hardened heart. You've got to break through. Break through your indifference. You who are indifferent and say, they're just, I'm telling you, God is going to use Israel and the Jewish people and Jerusalem to invoke his judgment on a world that has marginalized him, that is mocking him, that is laughing at his ways, that are defying his ways, that are trying to throw off the truth and the yoke that they consider the Torah to be. And he's been long-suffering and patient with you. He's being patient with you right now. He's being patient with you, trying to produce another religion that he did not endorse. All the many religions that borrow from the Tanakh, but then go their own way and abandon. You can tell the telltale signs. What do they say about the commands of the Almighty God? What do they do with the Sabbath that he gave humanity? What do they do with what he said to eat and what he said not to eat? What he said he would do when he said, I will produce a Mashiach that will hoist the banner for the nations, to come back to what? A new religion? No, to come back to my Torah, to be reconciled. I will call them back. It doesn't get any clearer. And I'm sorry if this wrecks your theology. I'm not sorry if it wrecks your theology. I'm not sorry if it challenges you. I'm not sorry if it makes you mad. And I'm not sorry if you come at me and say all the things atheists have said to me over the years and people trapped in religion have said to me over the years. Read Zephaniah chapter 2 for yourself. I know the ancient names have changed. People have migrated into the regions that these people possessed. And they might not be the biological Philistines or the biological Amalekites. But if you're dwelling in those regions and your mouth starts running, guys, save yourselves. Save yourselves from what's coming and make peace with God. Read Psalms chapter 2. You need to make peace with God. You need to mind your mouth about Israel, because all your threats, they're empty. Look at the pictures coming out of Gaza. Look at them. You say, oh, that's what Israel did? It was foretold. The Palestinians in Gaza crossed the line. Hamas crossed the line. You don't film yourself spitting on the dead bodies of a Jewish woman, whether she was religious or not. But then, I heard you guys killed and tortured and have kidnapped people who were religious and people who were minding their business on the Sabbath and weren't out dancing at a party on a high Sabbath. You killed everybody. You killed Muslims, you killed Bedouins, you cheered, you celebrated. We all saw the mass celebration. It wasn't one or two people on the streets going, oh, what did Hamas do in our name? We've learned about the UNRWA schools. We've learned about the indoctrination of the children. And it looks like God is done. And the Arab nations can meet all they want. And they can all attack at once. It's only going to bring about the Ezekiel 38 war. It's only going to bring about, if the United States were to turn its warships on Israel, it's only going to bring about Armageddon. You're not going to escape what's coming. It's all coming. And it's all going to play out. Why do you think the tiny nation of Israel, against multiple Arab nations, multiple times, keeps surviving each war? Yeah, they die, but they survive each war. They take more territory, and then there's a season of peace that they enjoy. And then it gets started again. It's not going to change. It is not going to change. You are not going to defeat the people of Israel living in Israel. I don't care. You can call them Khazarian converts because you don't know the scripture about what it says about it, people who convert. The people who cling to the Sabbath, the people who cling to God's ways, they're considered his children. Do you cling to God's ways? Do you cling to his Sabbaths? This is bigger than religion. Get your head in the game. Whoever clings to his Shabbat, whoever clings to his Sabbaths, multiple Sabbaths, whoever clings to his Torah, his ways. He said, I'll give you a name better than sons and daughters, Isaiah chapter 56. Please, please, please. Stop with the stupidity and colorism. Yeah, the colorism. You don't know, especially if you have never been. Wake up, people. The land of Israel belongs to Jehovah, and he deeded it to the descendants of Abraham and all who cling to Abraham. Father Abraham. My God, people, please, 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 please. Save yourselves. Save yourselves and wake up. Shalom, Mishpocha.